Well, you just got to the end of low voltage age and you've unlocked one of the most important quests of this age. EBF time. You're asking yourself, what in the slightly ripped and patched up blue jeans in the bulk section of Real Toe store is an EBF? How does it work? What do I need? How do I power it? Don't worry, my young pupil, Burger got your back. Welcome to my Quality Learning Center. In this video, a simple guide to the electric blast furnace, the first major challenge within Gregtech New Horizons. This video is a guide for a regular progression within the pack, so it doesn't cover any cheeses, skips, or uncommonly known interactions, aka Goose Tech. Also, if I accidentally get something wrong, please correct me in the comments, but be nice. To cut the promotion stuff short, I am Bedrock Burger, your local behemoth spammer and lawless frontier kind of guy. Like, subscribe, do the usual stuff we all want you to do. Into the video. To get right to the point, what do you need to make the EBF? I'll break down all the components into an easy to follow checklist. This guide is just for one full EBF. It can wall share, and I discuss it later in this video. So let's begin. 16 cupronickel coils, which I will from here on out refer to as poo-poo nickel coils. To break these down further, if you're taking the mica route, you need 2,304 millibuckets of molten tin, which is actually just 16 tin ingots melted down. You also need 128 poo-poo nickel ingots, so a stack of copper and a stack of nickel to make 128 of the 2x poo-poo nickel cables. You also need 128 mica insulator foil, which is surprisingly only 48 mica dust if my math is correct. It's probably not, but I didn't go to college, so whatever. There's a few alternative recipes within this whole process to get to the mica insulator foil, so use NEI to find which recipe works for you. We love NEI here. 11 heat-proof machine casings, which is all just Invar plates and rods. Invar is made from combining iron and nickel in an alloy smelter. You need 66 plates and 44 rods, so 110 ingots total, assuming you have an assembler and bending machine. You have nickel, so you have the assembler. Go you. One of these 11 said casings goes into the EBF controller. For other components, 3 blast furnaces if you're on version 2.8 or above. For under 2.8, use iron furnaces. They're made the exact same way though, 7 iron plates in a furnace. You also need 3 LV circuits, which frankly at this point in the pack you've already made probably 100, so I don't need to repeat the process that you've done many times already. 2 tin cables for the last materials and you're ready to go on the controller. This also does complete the quest, and absolutely make sure to take the tape. 2 energy hatches, 1 LV machine hole and 1 circuit each. 2 low voltage coils per, which is made from 2 steel ingots each and a magnetic iron rod, so 8 steel ingots for the coils. 2 cells of lubricant per hatch, which is creosote processed in a distillery. You also need 2 tin cables and an LV pump for each hatch, so in full you need 2 machine holes, 2 LV circuits, 4 cells of lubricant, 2 LV pumps, 4 tin cables, 8 steel ingots, and 4 magnetic iron rods, which is 4 iron rods and 16 redstone dust. Input and output bus. These are where solid materials go in and out, like ingots, dusts, and ashes. No gases or liquids. Yes, the output bus does auto output to chests next to it, assuming you're using a low voltage output bus. You really should though for this one. Auto output is nice. You need an LV machine hole, a chest, and some refined glue for each one. All you do is change the ghost circuit in the assembler to tell the assembler to make the input or the output. If you make the wrong one, or make 2 of one, you can just swap one of them with a screwdriver. For the refined glue, there's a few methods to obtain this. The method that I used was to centrifuge some congealed green slime, obtained from slimy saplings. You get raw rubber dust and refined glue from it, so I was able to have a ton by the time I needed to make these buses. Input and output hatch. These are for gases and liquids, no solids. Put them into the input and pull them from the output. A bit harder to make than the buses as they require a tank. The tank needs obsidian glass obtained using an alloy smelter to combine glass and obsidian dust. You can macerate obsidian for the dust, by the way. Use iron rings with the glass in an assembler to make a tank, then combine the tank with LV machine holes to make the hatches. Similar to the buses, change the circuit in the assembler to the number for the recipe or use a screwdriver to swap between input and output. Maintenance hatch, you only need 1. Really easy to make, all you need is 1 LV machine hole and 1 of each of the following tool. Wire cutter, hammer, crowbar, saw, file, soft mallet, screwdriver, wrench. Simple enough. Just make new ones from iron or something. Muffler hatch, one of the more important parts of this machine. You need an LV machine hole, a bronze rotor made from plates and screws and stuff, an LV electric motor, and a bronze fluid pipe. Super simple to make, you should have plenty of bronze at this stage, most left over from Steam Age. And now we put this machine all together. This multi-block is 4 blocks tall, 3 blocks wide, and 3 blocks long. For the top layer, muffler hatch in the top middle surrounded by 8 heat-proof machine casings. I will also note, make absolutely sure there is 3 blocks of air above the muffler hatch, or else the EBF will not work. An optional thing for the top row is to put the output hatch up here as well. The middle 2 rows are for your poo-poo nickel coils, 8 per layer, leaving the middle empty. Nothing goes in the center of these. On the bottom, literally everything else. Input and output buses, input hatch, maintenance hatch, energy hatches, all on the bottom anywhere. The controller needs to be in the bottom middle of this multi-block. For my own personal EBF, I point the energy and maintenance hatches down using a wrench so I can go underneath. With that, your EBF should form. If needed, use this screenshot here to copy your placements, but just remember to wrench the parts so they point in the proper directions. Additionally, be careful of chunk borders. You can use F9 to see borders and ensure that your multi-block doesn't cross any chunk borders. It's just a weird quirk with multi-blocks in this mod pack. Better to be safe than sorry. Voila, your EBF is formed. So now what? There's a few steps left to have it ready to go. When you open the UI on the controller, it'll have a number of issues present. You can either use a tool in the maintenance hatch to fix said issue, or use the tape in the crust reward to fix them all. The last thing needed is to power this behemoth. It is an MV tier multi-block, so it needs MV power at LV. To get MV power in LV, you need 4 times the amount. Each energy hatch can accept 2 total amps of power, so you need 4 total power generators to get the EBF to run. 2 power generators per hatch. 4 steam turbines work perfectly, and you probably still have some laying around unless you decided to swap away from steam power. Use 2 turbines per energy hatch with a 2x or higher cable to connect them. Do not use a 1x cable, as you're putting 2 amps of power into the cable, so the cable will just burn up and has a chance to make the EBF explode. You don't want that. Additionally, it's better to have the power gens as close as possible to avoid cable loss. Distance to move your fuel is irrelevant. Cable loss is more of an issue, and happens quite a lot with newer players. With your EBF powered on and running, you're ready to go. Make sure to do a few test runs with expendable materials like iron dust to see if it works properly and your power system is working fine. If you're all good, then get yourself some aluminum, or make the cheaper steel recipe, or go all the way into a quad EBF. These machines do wall share and it's pretty nice. For wall sharing, each new EBF attached does need its own energy hatches, maintenance hatches, mufflers, and the whole of the contraption needs at least 1 input and 1 output bus. In the future of this pack, as you progress, this multi-block will be upgraded several times. You'll be upgrading the poo-poo nickel coils constantly, and the energy hatches at the very end of each tier. You can keep all the rest of the hatches the same though, it's kinda nice. If you like this guide, be sure to let me know. I do fully intend to make more of these, as I don't see many individual multi-block guides myself on the YouTubes, so I'll make them myself as I progress through this mod pack. Follow me along on stream or in my 365-day series. Thank you all for coming and watching. Stay tuned for more. Bedrock Burger, out.